Welcome to the Doctor Who Target World podcast, a podcast that deals with all things related to Doctor Who and any form of media that I enjoy. So come in and enjoy. Hello there! Welcome to a brand new year of the Doctor Who Target World podcast. Lots of good things coming, hopefully, for you in the new year and here. Today we're going to discuss what I've been watching over Christmas, and also the main bit is going to be on my feelings on the Christmas New Year's Day episode Revolution of the Daleks, and what I think about it and what's been going on also in the Doctor Who world through bigfinish.com and all Doctor Who news as well. So, Christmas was here. We should normally get lots of nice dramas, but due to COVID we didn't get the greatest amount. Personally, I thought the best thing over Christmas was Where's All Gummidge, which was on Christmas Eve. I watched it when I came back because I was at my pet mum's for Christmas. Very good. Mackenzie Crook is fantastic as Where's All Gummidge, and to direct it and script write and everything. It's just beautifully shot. It makes the landscapes look lovely. I watched The Clown as well, which is a Quentin Blake thing on Channel 4. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good as The Snowman or anything before that. The Serpent and Black Narcissus were BBC One's big things. They were okay. Serpent's worth watching because Gemma Coleman's in it. It's always a good thing. So not a great deal there. And even the Neil Gaiman thing on over Christmas on Radio 4 felt a bit flat, to be honest. So I think it's just, we had a bit of a mad, terrible year last year. So I watched that. I've got lots of nice books for Christmas, so I will be working through. Skunk Anansi's Skins autobiography is on the scanner waiting to be scanned in. Looking forward to reading that. I also watched the excellent drama from America called The Teacher, which is basically a drama set in Texas in America where a teacher basically has sex with her student, and for the whole thing you're sort of semi-thinking this is okay because it must be okay between them, but by the final episode your opinion will change. And there's a great bit at the final episode, I'm not going to say what happens, but it's a really good thing, and you can see how, though not physically the guy was abused, but mentally, and how it affects him. So it's a really good drama, well worth watching. It will probably win quite a few awards, I reckon. What else? Of course, I've been watching all the Michael Palin stuff they repeated at Christmas, which is sort of Safari, and I noticed what BBC 4 has got his different travel guides on, so still stand up really well to this day, because the way he filmed things is very much how people do all the travel stuff this day. So I well recommend watching that. Of course, I listened to Masterful. We'll go into that in a bit more detail and the Big Finish news bit. Absolutely excellent. Completely and utterly bonkers, but if you want 8 Masters together, then get it because it's brilliant. And I got the collector's edition version, which gives you lots of extras. So I'll go into a bit more on that in the news bit, to do with Big Finish and all that. It's brilliant. So, let's get to the main bit, which is Revolution of the Daleks, the Christmas New Year's Day episode, new episode with Jodie back as the Doctor. And basically, people, that was last Friday. We've been in January nearly for a week now, and I've had problems with it because I've tried watching it 3 times, and it just will not stick, and it annoys me, and it's just really weak, to be unfortunately say it. It's one of the worst Doctor Who episode I've seen in quite a long time, to be honest. And it's not down to the performances of certain different actors. Like Jodie's performance is really good. Even Tosin is quite good in some bits, and Bradley Walsh is brilliant. And of course, having John Barrowman as Captain Jack is one of the highlights of the episode. But I'm not saying there isn't good things about it. There's just very few. And if you've seen the episode, you see it starts with like this big thing at the beginning, which sort of relates back to the other Dalek Christmas episode from a few years back, and that wasn't needed. And there's this whole bit before you get to the credits. It must be about 10-15 minutes. You could have easily have chopped off, in my opinion. It's a 70-minute episode, but could have easily have been put down to an hour. And I think it would have been a lot pacier, a lot faster, a lot better. It was just trying to introduce, the Harriet Waters Prime Minister character, which really doesn't get a lot of space to breathe, so it's not really needed in my opinion. And Mr. Big from Sex and the City, I don't remember, it's Christopher, what's his name again? I've forgotten his name, come back to me, who plays the tech guy who was in the Spiders episode from the last season. He's a very good actor, but he just doesn't get enough space to breathe, I think, in this whole episode. In my opinion, I would have started it with the Captain Jack, Captain Jack, I'm trying to pronounce that probably, and Jodie prison breakout, basically. That's what I would have started, and with Jodie's Doctor in prison, because that's so good, and those little cameos from old monsters, like, having Sycorax and Ood next to her in the prison cell, and then having a silence where she can't remember the silence being there. Or really clever nod. So that was really good, and that's what I would have started it and then built it up from there. But the problem is it sort of goes back and forth. It has all this sort of trying to explain about, the Daleks being Daleks not being Daleks, if that makes any sense. And then having this rogue SAS Daleks, we've got to get a bit of history in about Daleks being like humans through the Second World War. And it just doesn't work. They look brilliant. I do like the new look of the Daleks. They look very nice. It just doesn't work. And this whole defence thing doesn't work, in my opinion. That whole storyline just doesn't work from start to finish. It would just been much better if they'd come up with something involving the Daleks and Captain Jack and all that sort of stuff. Because the bit where they're in the factory with Jack and Yaz is fantastic. Great action bits there where he blows the Dalek squid thing off her back. It's brilliant. I like all that bit. Those bits. Mainly anything with Captain Jack, John Barrowman's character, lifts the whole episode. It's much better once he gets involved with the episode, in my opinion. And this whole... Well, we've got to wrap the storyline up, so we bring in SAS Daleks, which do look great, and the gold Daleks and the whole spaceships look fantastic. I'm not disagreeing on that, and I know how it's trying to sort of bring in old references to classic Doctor Who. So yeah, it's an okay episode. I'm not going to go as bad as one critic online said it's Doctor Who on life support. I don't think it's that bad, but I think there's a lot you could have done with it. And the problem is it's meant to be at Christmas, and I know it worked a lot better with Christmas episode on Christmas Day, and I never understand why Doctor Who is now not on Christmas Day again, why it's called a Christmas episode, because it might as well just be called New Year's Day episode. There's no reference to Christmas whatsoever in it. And I thought, just to compare things, I'd look at last year's Christmas special that led into the new series Spyfall, and it's 100 times better episode. It actually has a plot, and it has good actors, and it has good characters, and it has good action, where this has little dripples of good action and little bits of good scenes. We have the stuff with Jack and the Doctor, which are brilliant, and you have other things like the bits with Yaz and Captain Jack, where he's explaining what happens to you when you get with the Doctor, are really good scenes. There are some just good moments. There is not a full episode here, in my opinion. So 70 minutes, was it too long? And the answer is yes. And could it have been shortened? Yeah, it could have easily been down to 50, 60 minutes easily, and it would have been a much better episode. Good bits about the episode are definitely John Barrowman. Captain Jack being back is always great. I think that worked well with him and Jodie. It's good. See more of him would be fantastic. But it just needed a better edit, in my opinion, and it needed maybe a different monster, because bringing back the Daleks just for the sake of it is getting a bit annoying, to be honest. So, I forgot to also mention what the two good bits is. One, the bit at the end where there's basically Ryan and Bradley Walsh's character leave the TARDIS, and they have that bit what references the beginning of the first episode when we met them, him trying to ride the bike and not getting very far. So I like that a lot. The other good thing definitely about the whole episode is Seiko Akanedo's music. It's brilliant. It's fun. It's very ramped up with the Daleks. I think he's a great composer and knows what he's doing. But does Chris Chibnall know what he's doing? And I think I'm beginning to get the feeling what he doesn't. He has this sort of great plan in his head and it will be brilliant, but when it gets actually onto the screen, it's a bit terrible, to be honest. So that is why, to be bluntly honest, I'm trying to find good things about this episode. I'm really struggling. That's why it's taken me nearly a week to do this review of it. And I won't go as low as a 3, because I think it has better things going like than a 3, but it's not going to get a 10. There are bits, if it had been like the whole bits with Captain Jack, it would have got so close to a 9, but because it's so all over the place, there's bits that need completely editing, there's characters that don't need to be there because it just doesn't make any sense of being there. I'm going to give this episode a 4, and that's all I can do with it, really, because it's such a shame, because it had such good prospects, knowing what Captain Jack was coming back and getting Daleks coming back, and he just screwed it up, basically, bluntly honest. It was just terrible. I came out of that episode thinking, oh, well, that's nothing really happened. What was the point of that? And I really worry about the new season if it's all like that. And even getting John Bishop, who's a quite fun actor, and he will bring something special to it. It was just like, obviously in their heads, they thought, oh, we don't have Bradley Walsh, we don't have Toz any longer, and we're stuck with the Yaz actress So she won't be able to manage on her own, so we need to get somebody else. So we'll get a really good guy. Unfortunately, he's got COVID. Unfortunately, John Bishop happens to show him if he gets better. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but he can be quite annoying. But I think he's actually quite a good comedic actor, which will bring good sort of timing to the Doctor and that. But I'm quite concerned about season 13 for... Basically, I think, Chris Chibnall needs to go now. He just doesn't know what he's doing, I think. It'd be great if he went back to doing Torchwood, because he knew what he was doing with Torchwood, and I'd given him 2 seasons at the helm of Doctor Who, and it just hasn't worked, unfortunately. And there are rumours, as if you don't already know, that Jodie is leaving at the end of the season. It's not been confirmed, but it's in one of our English papers, the Daily Mirror, which normally gets things wrong, but they have got it right with the last 2 regenerations from Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi into the next Doctors. They've got it bang on the money. So if she goes, will they get another woman? And I hope so. I hope it's Jo Martin who played the other Doctor, in that great episode. I'd really like it with Jo Martin, because that would be so much fun. But she is very busy with another drama, Holby City over here, so I don't know if that's going to happen. But I worry that they will basically go back to type and not have a woman ever again, because it hasn't been the greatest success. And that's not Jodie's fault, because I think Jodie Whittaker is a fantastic actress. It's just unfortunately the crap scripts she gets given and the rubbish she gets given, and it just doesn't work. So that's my opinions on Revolution of the Daleks. I wouldn't go near it, basically. Just forget about it. There's nothing special in it, except maybe the end bit. That's the only thing it's worth watching for. And the great bits are Captain Jack, maybe. So otherwise, if you can get all those bits on YouTube, I wouldn't go near the whole episode, because you'll waste 70 minutes, basically. That's my opinion. You might not agree with it. You might disagree with it. Well, if so, let me know on the Twitter page at Who Target. News now. What has been going on? Well, as I have said sort of in the main bit of the podcast, main bit of news what sort of went off on last Sunday, straight after, about a couple of days after Revolution of the Daleks aired, is that Jodie has left. She's basically given her notice in to leave. It was in the Daily Mail, Daily Mirror on Monday, which is a sort of paper people don't really recognise over here. They think, it's a sort of, it's a tabloid, so it might be rubbish, but it looking pretty true. BBC haven't confirmed it in any way, but the whole sort of rumour mill has gone into overdrive on who might take her place. Is it going to be another woman? Is it going to be a man? Personally, I'd like it to be another woman to continue that, because otherwise it just basically, once Jodie's going to go, we'll go back to a white traditional male and we'll never do a woman ever again because it wasn't a success, and that sort of, doesn't make Doctor Who go on and become something new and something fresh, basically. We just go back to a white traditional man and there you go, because it didn't work with Jodie. But we will see, you never know, it might be a new one. It's from that great, I think the top woman is... the actress from that great comedy on BBC. I've gone out of my head. It was about, where the woman got date raped, and you saw it from that angle. I'm trying to think, We Will Destroy You. That's it. I just couldn't think of it for me then. We Will Destroy You is the main female actress who's up for it. Phoebe Waller-Bridge has been mentioned again. Is it Richard Iannodo? I think he's been mentioned as the main male. But we will see. Nothing has been officially announced yet, and season 13 is being filmed through Covert, which is a bit of a nightmare. We've lost 2 episodes because of that. We are getting a new companion, because obviously they thought but the Yaz character was not enough on her own. We're getting Dan, who's going to be played by John Bishop. Could be rather interesting, because he's a very good comedian. He's not a favourite of mine, but I know people like him a lot. He's very good, he's quick-witted, and it could be quite fun having another comedian. I think they are trying to cover the Bradley Walsh sort of older sort of demographic again, and I think they obviously thought that Yaz on her own was a bad idea, because it could lead sort of politically correct writers, which is a good thing. I'm not saying it's not a good thing, like Chris Chibnall, into making a lesbian relationship between the Doctor and Yaz. I think that was the fear there from the BBC, I think. But nothing's been confirmed. It's all rumour mill, so let me know your thoughts, who you'd like as a new Doctor. Right, BigFinish.com have had a major thing, because if you didn't know, this is the 50th anniversary of The Master this year. We will be doing for this month, because he originally was launched this month, we were doing different Master books for the podcast. But Big Finish, as a celebration, have brought out Masterfall. It's a absolutely bonkers 3 hours drama with 8 different masters, and they think they've won, but they haven't really. And it's a mammoth story. It's great fun. And it's great to have John Sims joining Big Finish as his master, which is a completely manic. His normal Saxon master is brilliant from start to finish, and you're getting 8 masters. And I think personally that the Big Finish masters are rather good in it. Alexander McQueen, who plays one of the masters, is so good. John Sims is fantastic. Michelle Gomez is fantastic, Missy, and the great thing is they pair Missy up with Joe Grant, with Katie Manning, and it's just fabulous the way they reenact with each other, so I recommend it. I did buy the collector's edition, which gives you loads of extras. It gives you 2 short stories read by John Coleshaw, which are brilliant. It's well worth getting, so if you can get the collector's edition, then get that. I think it was £39 on download. I know that last Saturday when it came out, it completely swamped the Big Finish server and it crashed, so I hope people got it. I didn't have a problem personally. I got it and it downloaded in half a minute. My internet is that fast. So that's good. As it's been announced, John Bishop is joining the TARDIS as Dan, a new character for next year's season. If you didn't already know, next year's season is going to be shorter. It is 8 episodes. I think it's this month, or it might be next month. I need to double check this. That the season of all the original Master episodes is coming out on Blu-ray with tons of extras. That's a Doctor Who collection Blu-ray again, all worth getting. You're getting all the first season of the Master's stories, basically, so that'll be good. Of course, it's January, so there's not a great deal going on. It'll start ramping up again. The second Out of Time thing from BigFinish.com has been announced this week with David Tennant facing the Cybermen with his father-in-law Peter Davison in 18th century Paris. So that's going to be well worth getting later this year. And I also think it might be next month, or it's March, the Eric Roberts Master box set is coming out as well at BigFinish.com. So it's well worth getting. Oh, and I think Forbidden Planet this month, because it being 50th anniversary, released 2 different Master t-shirts. I think one is the Eric Roberts artwork from the Doctor Who movie, the Paul McGann movie, and also the Robert Delgado sort of traditional Master, the first Master from John Pertway's era t-shirts. They're well worth getting at forbiddenplanet.com. I think what we don't know with COVID, because London is in such a high form of lockdown, what time fracture is still happening in February. But I'd love to know what's going on there. If you know more about that, then please let me know. Direct message me or tweet me on the Twitter account. So that's what's basically going on in the Who world at the moment. So as I said, the podcast this month, all the Doctor Who books will have something to do with the Master, and I think we're going to kick off this time, the next podcast, with Doctor Who Keeper of Traken, which is basically the one of the episodes from the final season of Tom Baker, and that is written by Terence Dicks, and it is of course read by the smoothest Master there was, old Geoffrey Beavers, who plays the Master, and it's also in Masterful, very good in that. So that's what we were doing next time. That'll be Doctor Who, The Keeper of Traken, written by Terence Dicks, and read by Geoffrey Beavers. So we hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you have any things what need changing, then let me know through the Twitter, and I will see you next time. Bye!